Hey guys, alright, real quick, I'm going to show you the golden ratio or whatever that apparently nobody had figured out until like 2005 or something. And this is what connects everything. This kind of goes back to that Pentagon structure that's burned into Brazil, and our Pentagon, how we weren't really understanding why things were connecting at a strange angle. It wasn't going out like the points of the Pentagon, it was at a very strange slight angle, and I think I figured out why. So let's look at that. It's called the Grand Unified theory, and I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to say that I understand this in complete totality, but smarter people than I may understand this, and I'm going to just explain it very simply, and that way people can look into it more. Ken Willer has written a book about it, a couple of books about magnetism and gravity, and well, it's not about gravity because essentially gravity doesn't exist in the nature that we know it as. That sounds crazy to most people. Let me grab something right here. Everything is essentially like this, okay? Let's see here. I should have put my camera on a stand. I wasn't thinking I was going to do this, but I just wanted to show you this. See, right here, all we really see is this. You see just a circle, right? And we've always believed that gravity was a force, when actually gravity is an acceleration. It's not a force, nor magnetism isn't a field, whereas magnets, they don't accelerate toward each other. What they do, you know how when they come together, they don't accelerate, although it seems that way. Quite simply, it seems that way because they move fast towards each other. But really, what it is either there is, you know, you're going to have this, or when you put it down, you're not going to have it. So it's the loss, when you take the magnets apart, it's the loss of this quote-unquote field. There are no straight lines anywhere on Earth. There are none. And I mean that by no naturally forming straight lines. Everything forms in a pattern like this, in a toroidal golden ratio, geometric shape, from the sunflower to a nautical shell to all of those things, right? And this is just an easy way to understand it, to where they don't meet each other. They just keep going. Either, let's think of a sand, an hourglass with sand, and so you have sand in it, you turn it over, and then when it meets that middle part, it's like nothing, and then it goes into a different one. It's the same thing. I know that sounds a little bit crazy. I'm just trying to explain it in a simple fashion, because it is really hard to understand, but really simple to understand. It's hard to erase all of our previous taught things with magnetism, gravity, and all of these things, because if gravity was a thing rather than acceleration, then it would occur no matter what. Just like weight. Weight isn't a thing. It just is measurable by where you are. If you were on land, your weight is related to the wherever you are, okay? I don't want to say gravity, but the acceleration of force being placed upon you. But when you're in water, it's totally different. You know, you're essentially weightless. Just like anti-gravity stuff, things like that. Well, anti-gravity is absolutely a fact, because gravity isn't, it's just essentially the loss thereof, that acceleration. You don't have that acceleration. And that's how they have things called quantum locking. And quantum is just a goofy word, essentially, that is just put in front of things to make it sound fancy. I'm just going to be real. And, okay, I won't go into too much detail on all this stuff, because then people are going to be like, wow, you're a quack, without explaining it. But I'm about to go somewhere, but I wanted to do this video real quick. So let's go into so you might be wondering why I'm even talking about this. What does this have to do with other videos I make and whatnot? And this all goes back to things that are censored, things that are lost. And so what happens, just like history, you know, they make these discoveries and tell us that this is our history, and then they find other things that contradicts it, but they don't want to go against that, because then they'd have to admit they were wrong. And, you know, archaeologists and scientists and all of these, you know, Einstein was kind of a quack, but all of these things, they don't want to admit they were wrong, so they just continue teaching the wrong things. And I'm hoping it's because they just don't want to go back on their word, and not some nefarious reason like they want us to be stupid, but that might be it too. But anyway, let's look at this. This is the absolute thing that hasn't been found since Plato put out his line. Nobody really understood the entirety of it, and why things come out at a, bringing back to that Pentagon situation, why it comes out at a awkward angle rather than straight down. Okay, so this line, it's essentially phi. I mean, this can be any, you just draw the line, and what you do is you cut it in half, and then cut from here to here in half. Wait, from here to here, you cut that in half, and then from here to here, you're going to cut that in half, okay? And then that's going to get you phi, 1, 1, and 1 over phi. And the line has to intersect at this point between the 1 and the 1, and that's a base of phi. And so the thing that they have been searching for like 2,000 years is this equation right here, 1 over phi to the negative 3. And all of that goes back to all of these ratios and all of these numbers that we see connecting, and, you know, these secret societies, or whatever the case may be you want to call it. But so it, you know, the 108, 36, 36, and this line is going to be your 1 over phi, and phi is 1.618, and 1 over phi is 0.168. I know this is just quick and it's not very in-depth, but if you look into Ken Wheeler's his information and stuff, it's pretty amazing. He's written like 4 books actually. Now he's pretty harsh. He's a scientist, math guy, so he just kind of tells things how he feels, and he's a very intelligent mind. It's kind of hard to explain. I don't know him personally at all, but I just think he's done amazing research. And he found this in 2005. I guess he worked on it for a decade or so, and whatever. Anyway, I'm not going to get into all that if you want to know about that. But this is, you know, a lot of us have been drawing these our entire life. Like you'll draw this, and to get the 2D to where it looks like a pyramid, you know, or whatever, and you put that line, you know how, and that's been essentially the secret. It's been in our face the whole time. So 1 over phi to the negative 3. And that's the unified theory, the expression for unified theory. Obviously, that's not the theory, it's just an expression, but that is what it all goes back to. Send this to some smart people, you know. You know, and this information needs to get out. It's been over 2,000 years. This is what Plato and Pythagoras and all of these people knew thousands of years ago, and it was lost between the Inquisition and all of these things. But anyway, just hope you enjoy that. Alright guys, y'all have a wonderful day. Like, share, and subscribe. And look into this. Tell me what you think. And I don't know. I would say I'm wrong, but I mean, maybe I'm wrong. And I'm not, because it's not my research. I'm not this intelligent. I'm just crazy. I'm kidding y'all. Well, maybe. No. Anyway. Going out to the country, so I will talk to y'all later.